Right, in this video, we're going to be talking about filtering a list, meaning that say we have a list of numbers and we only want to keep the numbers that are greater than 5 in it, right? Well, you need a filter in order to have that function. So let's go ahead, dive into the code, and then we'll go through a few examples. So as far as the code setup here, I am inside the Python folder, inside of the lessons folder, and in there we have a file here called lists-filter.py. And just like always, I have some notes up here for us to reference, but the filter function, it helps us create a filtered down list by taking these items that are in a list and running it through a function. Now this function is going to provide us with something that's going to be either truthy or falsy. Now if it is true, that means, yep, we're going to keep it. And if it's false, then it's going to move on to the next item in the list. So it's a real sleek, simple way for us to loop through a list and filter down the data. Now, just like before in our other videos, we first defined a real simple function. And again, you can either define a function or you can utilize things that are automatically built in to this. But we want to first define a function that will return something either truthy or falsy. And so if you remember back when we were talking about some operators and stuff, we have this little percent sign. I know it's coming back to haunt us, right? And this is the modulus, right? And so if we were to plug in the number 22, it's really saying, hey, is 22 divided by 2, is the remainder 0? Again, we're doing a comparison here. This is a comparison operator. So this happens to return true or false. So if it's 22, 22 divided by 2, it does divide evenly. There is no remainder. So it's going to keep that number, right? And if it's 23, hey, the remainder is not 0. So it's not going to keep that. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to return true or false. That's the whole part of this function here. Next, we're going to create our list of numbers, and we're just going to keep this short and sweet with the 1 through 6. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we need to invoke that function and assign it to a variable, meaning the filter function. So we're going to say something like even numbers. We're going to set that equal to filter, and then we need to provide it with a function. Again, we're just following the syntax. We have the filter. We need to provide it the function. We created one here called isEven. So we'll say isEven. And then we need to provide the list that it's going to use. So again, real simple, one line of code in order to get this information. Now, having the filter just run by itself as the function that we see it right now, it's going to return a filter object. And in order to create this, to make it more readable for us, we need to wrap this entire thing in a list. And so we're going to put list parenthesis and do that. And that way we can go ahead and print the even numbers in our terminal. All right. So I went ahead and saved it and ran it, and we get 2, 4, 6. So we were just able to filter down our numbered list and got only the even. Please also notice on this, it does not modify the numbers whatsoever. So if I were to print the numbers, we would get the original list that we had. So let me go ahead and run that. And you can see that it did not destroy the original. So filtering does not destroy the original. Make sure that you understand that part. Now, I do want to bring up a somewhat of a new topic here, and it's going to be something that you want to just know that it's out there and use it when you can. And it's called the Lambda function. And so let's go ahead and make some notes about it just as a real brief introduction. And it's going to be real sleek as far as the code that we can actually write and you all can look at. And it's going to totally make this function that we created, these extra 2 lines that we have here, utilizing the Lambda function, those go away. So let's take that same number list and just put it down here. We're going to go ahead and just copy it and paste it down here because we're going to utilize it. And I do want to keep some of the code on the screen here for you to compare and contrast this. So what we want to do is we're going to say, you know what, let's go ahead and do even numbers. And just like what we did above, we're going to do a list. We're going to do a filter, but this time we're going to put a keyword in here, and it's going to be Lambda. Make sure you spell it out correctly. Now, what I typically tell students to do, usually we have lists and it has a plural at the end of it, right? Numbers. Well, whenever we're utilizing something like with a Lambda to make things of course, we can go with what's being suggested right now that you see on the screen, or we can type a variable in there that makes sense. So what's the singular version of numbers? Well, it's number, but we can shorten that to just num. Now, the reason that we're supplying this is we're saying, hey, you know what? What's inside here is a number. It really doesn't mean anything to the computer besides you as the human reading it. Hey, this list of numbers, I plan on giving you a number, and what I want you to return the exact same thing that we saw in our earlier function up here. And we're just going to do num %, and then 2 equals 0. Now we still need to provide the list to run through. And of course that is going to be numbers. All right, now we can go ahead and print this out. And for this, I'm just going to highlight it and run it. And I still get the 2, 4, 6. But what's the main difference in this? This is one line of code, very readable as a developer. When you're utilizing the list and you're applying a filter and then you have this function here, well, now you as a developer, you have to scroll up somewhere and you have to find that function and read what it actually does. So in here as a developer, you can read this and say, oh, we're doing a Lambda function. We're running through the list. We're taking that number and we're seeing whether or not it's even, or if it's even, we're keeping it. If it's not, we're throwing it away. So that is what I want you to get out of the Lambda function. Now, let's go ahead and do a few practice ones utilizing Lambda. And in this example here, we're going to convert some strings here. We have a filtered list of some strings. Let me go ahead and scroll up here. And we would still like to utilize the Lambda, but we want to filter this to see if any of the words contain the letter A. All right. So let's go ahead and go through this together. So we'll say something like this. We'll say words with A. We know we want this to be a list. We need a filter, and we know that we're doing Lambda. Now, what is the singular version of words? It is word, right? And then what do we want to have done on this? Well, again, Python has a way for us to loop through the individual letters of the string and report true or false. So we can say, hey, does it contain the letter A in that word? And then, of course, we need to supply it with the list. That's the last part of this recipe. And we can save that and go ahead and print out words with A. And now I can highlight this and run it. And notice that we only get the words that have an A in it, which happens to be all of them. But it did filter it. Let's go ahead and make one let's change this A to a B. Just to show you, we can go ahead and highlight this and run it. And notice that we only get banana. I want to change this back to an A just because our variable here, words with an A. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a mini challenge here. In our mini challenge, providing the list of names here, let's go ahead and write a Lambda filter function where it will keep the names as long as it's greater than 3 characters in length. So feel free to pause the video and maybe think about how would we approach this. Follow the recipe. We already have the list. Next is create a variable. Hopefully you're following along with that pattern here. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you're able to complete it. All right, well, let's go ahead and go through this together. So we're going to say filtered names, and we're going to set that equal to the following. Again, we're starting off with a list. We know we want it to be a list. The next thing is we know we need to do a filter. Next thing, keyword lambda. Next, what I'd like to call this. Again, if this is plural, this needs to be singular. And then we're just going to do the length of the name. As long as it's greater than 3, remember, it's not greater than or equal to, it's greater than 3. And then we need to provide this function with the list name itself. So hopefully that is making sense. Let's go ahead and save this and run this last bit here. Oh, we got to print it. Let me change that. Print, filtered names, and now I can highlight and run it. Right, so I got John, Alice, David, and Charlie. Notice that Bob and Eve are not in there. Perfect. One of the last things I wanted to point out here, because sometimes you will come across this, maybe you want to remove empty strings from a list. And so again, I'll use that variable words again. So we want to remove the empty strings from a list. We have hello, comma, and then notice that right here is an empty string. That's what I'm talking about, is an empty string. And we would just like to have hello world Python and get rid of these. Well, a way to do that is to utilize the filter function. And let's go ahead and do this. So we have the variable here, non-empty words. Of course, we know we need a list. We know we want to filter. There's our keyword lambda, singular version of our list. And then what would we like to return that would be truthy or falsy? Hey, as a word doesn't equal a space. What list do we want to use? Well, we want to use the words list. So we'll go ahead, save that, and run that here. And so we do get, in fact, get the hello world in Python. Filtering a list, very powerful to use when you know how to use it. Of course, nothing's wrong with utilizing your own built-in function and calling it, but just know that the Lambda is out there for you to use to make it a single one-line read. Lambda would be the preferred way to go about it, but again, nothing wrong with utilizing functions. So we'll see you in the next video. Take care.